रिप्लाई करे चैट के जरिए
of simple and compound lipid which still possess the general properties of lipids. Example are fatty acid, monoglyceride, and diglycerides, and alcohol. These are the example of derived lipids. Fatty acid, an organic acid that occur in natural triglyceride and is monocarboxylic acid ranging in chain length from carbon 4 to about 24 carbon atoms. बेसिकली क्या है हमारे पास फैटी एसिड, दे आर मोनोकार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड है जो हमारे पास नेचुरली अकरिंग ट्राइग्लाइसराइड्स के अंदर पाए जाते हैं. Types of fatty acid: saturated fatty acid, and unsaturated fatty acid. Those fatty acids which contain no double bonds are called saturated fatty acid. Examples are acetic acid, propionic acid, butyric acid, capronic acid, palmitic acid, and stearic acid. They are the example of saturated fatty acid. Unsaturated fatty acids, those fatty acids which contains one or more double bond, and they are further classified according to the degree of unsaturation. That's monounsaturated fatty acid and polyunsaturated fatty acid. The monounsaturated fatty acid are those fatty acids which contain one double bond. Example are oleic acid. The polyunsaturated fatty acid, those fatty acids which contain more than one double bond are known as polyunsaturated fatty acid. And there are three polyunsaturated fatty acids of biological importance: linoleic acid, linolenic acid, and arachidonic acids. These three polyunsaturated acids are basically essential fatty acids. It means that they cannot be synthesized in the body and must be included in our diet. Nomenclature of the fatty acid. In systemic system, saturated fatty acid can be classified as the name of the parent hydrocarbon plus OIC. For example, it's carbon C18, octadecanoic acid. Octadecane is stand for 18 carbon numbers, while oic acid stand for the monocarboxylic acid. That's the 18 carbon containing fatty acids is named in the systemic system octadecanoic acid. The unsaturated fatty acid with one double bond is the name of the parent hydrocarbon plus enoic acid. E for the double bond. For example, the C18 is a unsaturated fatty acid, octadecanoic acid, with two double bond. The with the parent hydrocarbon names dienoic is added. And for example, C carbon 18 octa dienoic acid. With three double bonds, the parent hydrocarbon names is added with a trienoic acid. For example, octa deca trienoic acid. And there are a common method of the nomenclature of the fatty acids. In the common way, the C at 16, which have no double bond, is known as palmitic acids. And in systemic system, n-hexadecanoic acid. Their name is n-hexadecanoic acid in the systemic system. C18 is which have zero, shows that they have no double bond. Steric steric acid in the systemic system, their name is N-octadecanoic acid. The unsaturated fatty acids are named in the common system. For example, C18-1,9 palmitic uh, palmitoleic acids. In the systemic system, they are named as cis-9-hexadienoic acid. Here you observe the word cis and trans. What shows the cis and trans? What you know about the cis and trans? Write in the chat. Are you know about the cis and trans isomers? What it means? Reply in chat. Students, what do you know about the cis and trans isomers? Very good, Shabash. Just observe this figure, and this the in the cis one, both the hydrogen are placed on the one side of the double bond, while they in this one they are in the opposite side of the double bond. Therefore, they are known as the trans oleic acid, while this one is known as the cis oleic acid. They are cis and trans are just used for the to show they are the isomers. There is another way of nomenclature, and every fatty acid there are one end is carboxylic end, while the other is the methyl end of the carboxylic acid. The methyl end is represented with omega, and the counting from the carboxylic acid is start as alpha, beta. They this nomenclature, for example, you can easily understand is found this example in a polyunsaturated fatty acid. The first double bond may be found between the third and fourth carbon atom from the omega carbon. Then they are, if the in the polyunsaturated fatty acid, if the double bond is present between the first, the third and fourth carbon atom, then they will be called omega-3 fatty acids. This 3 is shows the position of double bond, the first double bond from the omega end, the methyl end. If the first double bond is between the 6th and 7th carbon atom, then they are called omega-6 fatty acid. Omega-6 fatty acid. Now I repeat this one, this nomenclature of the fatty acid. In the every fatty acid, there is one end is carboxylic end and the other is the methyl end. The we are counting we are in the this nomenclature we shows that the first double bond come to the near to the omega end is mentioned as omega-3 and omega-6 if the double bond is at 3 position, then the fatty acid is known as the omega-3. If the the double bond, first double bond from the omega side is present at 9, then they will be known as the omega-9. some of the example of this nomenclature you can easily see that in the systemic system, the C1619 is a metallic acid. In, in this one, the C16 is the 16 carbon number. One shows that one double bond which is present in 9 carbon number. In this nomenclatures, the 16, 1, and 17, while the omega nomenclature, it is omega 7 fatty acid. The C1819 oleic acid, in this the 1819 N9, while in the omega nomenclature, it is omega 9. So this omega 7, omega 9, omega 6, omega 3, and omega 6, this shows the presence of first double bond from the methyl end. Are you getting this one? That what is mean by omega 3? Omega 3 means that the first double bond from the methyl end is present at carbon number 3. Now come to the alcohol. Alcohol contains in the lipid molecule include glycerol, cholesterol, and higher alcohol. For example, cetyl alcohol, usually found in waxes. Now we discuss the glycerol, which is an example of alcohol. Glycerol is commonly called glycerin. It is the simplest trihydric alcohol, as it contains 3 hydroxyl group in the molecule. This is the structural formula of glycerol. You can easily observe that 3 hydroxyl group is attached here. So it is also known as a trihydric alcohol. And it is found in the natural fats. This glycerol is attached with the 3 fatty acids. Glycerol is commonly, just I repeat the glycerol. Glycerol is commonly called glycerin. It is the simplest trihydric alcohol, as it contains 3 hydroxyl group in the molecule. And it is found mostly, it's combined with the 3 fatty acids and form the triglycerides or fats. It is a colorless, airy fluid with sweetish taste. It is miscible with water and alcohol in all proportions. The biomedical importance of the glycerol is that due to its solubility in most of the pharmaceutical and cosmetic preparation, it is used as a solvent. In the medicine, the nitroglycerin is used as a vasodilator. While in the physiologic in the body, glycerol has a dependent nutritive value. It can be converted into glucose and glycogen by the process of gluconeogenesis. Some of the unsaturated alcohol. Among the unsaturated alcohol found in the fats, many of them are pigments. Are you know pigments? What is pigment? Pigment क्या होता है? What is pigment? Students reply, what is pigment? Any color substance is known as a pigment. They include phytol, a constituent of a chlorophyll, lycopyle, a polyunsaturated dihydroxy alcohol, which occurs in tomato as a purple pigment. keratin, which is found in the carrot and is easily split into the in the body at the central point of the chain to give two molecules of alcohol and vitamin A. Sphingosine is another example of unsaturated alcohol. Sphingosine or sphingol, an unsaturated amino alcohol present in the body is a constituent of phospholipid, sphingomyelin, and various glycolipids. Steroid and sterol. Steroid, it is also an example of alcohol. Steroids are often found in the association with fats. They may be separated from fats after the fat is saponified, since they occur in unsaponified residue. All the steroids have a similar cyclic nucleus resembling pinantharine, to which a cyclopentane ring D is attached. Here you can observe the A, B, C. A, B, C are known as pinantharine. It is no, A, B, and C is collectively known as pinantharine ring, to which a cyclopentane ring, while the D is known as the cyclopentane. The cyclopentane is attached to the pinantharine in the nucleus of steroid. It is designated as a cyclopentano perhydropinantharine nucleus. This nucleus is mostly present in the every steroid. This A, B, C, these three rings collectively known as pinantharine, while the D1 is known as cyclopentane. When the cyclopentane is attached to the pinantharine, they they form a structure which is known as cyclopentano perhydropinantharine nucleus. And this nucleus is the characteristics of the steroid. In every steroid, this nucleus is present. Methyl side chain occur typically at position 3 and 10 and 13, constituting carbon atoms 19 and 18 respectively. And carbon number 10 and 13, there is a methyl group is attached, which form the carbon number 19 and 18. A side chain at position 17 is usual. If the compound has one or more hydroxyl group and no carbonyl or carboxylic group, it is called sterol, and the name terminates in the ol, while the most important sterol in the body is known as cholesterol. And this steroid nucleus, if this cyclopentano perhydropinantharine nucleus, if a hydroxyl group is attached with this nucleus and they have no carbonyl and carboxylic group, then this nucleus is known, this compound is known as sterol. And the important sterol which is present in our body is known as cholesterol. For understanding the cholesterol, you must know about this nucleus, this cyclopentano perhydropinantharine nucleus. If a hydroxyl group is attached to this ring, this cyclopentano perhydropinantharine nucleus, and there is no carbonyl or carboxylic group, then they will be known as sterol. And the important sterol in our body is known as cholesterol. Write in chat what is the important sterol which is present in our body. Name the important sterol which is present in our body? Very good. Write the name of this nucleus, cyclopentanoperhydropenanthine nucleus, in the chat. Write the name of this nucleus which is present in the steroid, which is the characteristics of the steroid, cyclopentanoperhydropenanthine nucleus. By the attachment of which group to cyclopentanoperhydropenanthine nucleus, this is converted to sterol. Which group is attached to this cyclopentanoperhydropenanthine nucleus? Very good. On the attachment of hydroxyl group. This cyclopentanoperhydropenanthine nucleus converted to sterol. This slide is already be discussed. Cholesterol. What is cholesterol? Cholesterol is the most important sterol in the human body. Its molecular formula is C27H45OH. It contains cyclopentanoperhydropenanthine nucleus. It has an hydroxyl group on carbon number 3, on which carbon number of the cyclopentanoperhydropenanthine nucleus hydroxyl group is attached in cholesterol. In cholesterol, it is attached on carbon number 3. Which group is attached on carbon number 3? Hydroxyl group. It has unsaturated double bond between the carbon number 5 and 6. The unsaturated double bond is present in cholesterol between carbon number 5 and 6. Double bond कहाँ पे present है? Between the 6 and 5 and 6 carbon. It has two methyl group at carbon number 10 and 13. कितने methyl group होते हैं इसमें cholesterol में? How many methyl group are present in cholesterol? 2. On which carbon number? 10 and 13. It has 8 carbon side chain. It has an 8 carbon side chain attached to carbon number 17. What are the sources of cholesterol? There are two types of cholesterol present in our body. We can get from two sources. One of the type of the cholesterol is the exogenous cholesterol. The exogenous cholesterol we obtain from the diet. The dietary cholesterol approximately 0.3 gram per day. We obtain 0.3 gram per day of cholesterol in the form of diet. Diet rich in the cholesterol are butter, cream, milk, egg yolk, and meat. They are the rich sources of the cholesterol. while the endogenous cholesterol are those cholesterol which are synthesized in our body from acetyl CoA, and approximately 1 gram of cholesterol is synthesized in our body per day. बॉडी के अंदर कोलेस्ट्रॉल किस चीज से बनता है? कोलेस्ट्रॉल इज सिंथेसाइज्ड इन आवर बॉडी फ्रॉम एसिटाइल CoA. Just here I mentioned in the slide number 4 that monoglycerides and diglycerides are the example of derived lipid. What is the difference between the mono and diglycerides? What is the difference between the mono and diglyceride? Students, what is the difference between the mono and diglyceride, which are the example of the number of fatty acids? In the monoglycerides, only a single fatty acid is attached to the glycerol, while in the two fatty acid, while in the triglyceride, the three fatty acids are attached to the glycerol molecule. So we discussed the fatty acids in the mono and diglycerides and alcohol, which are the example of the derived lipids. Chemically, what is fatty acids are? Chemically, fatty acids are. Students reply correct. Chemically, fatty acids are acidic carboxylic acids. It's a monocarboxylic acids. Fatty acids क्या है हमारे पास? It's a monocarboxylic acid. Name the three essential fatty acids, polyunsaturated fatty acids, which are known as essential fatty acids. कौन से तीन फैटी एसिड्स है अनसैचुरेटेड पॉलीअनसैचुरेटेड फैटी एसिड है जो हमारे लिए एसेंशियल है? नेम द थ्री एसेंशियल फैटी एसिड.